Hello, my people. Hello, my people. Good afternoon to you all. Welcome to another segment of the Man to Man series. With me on this segment, we have my lovely co-moderator, Juliet Uzoma.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Juliet.
It's nice to be here again, George. Thanks for inviting me over again.
You're welcome. It's not funny. All right, so Michael, nice to have you here. We are waiting for our speaker to come on. His name is the Duke Jeff Edgar. Let me just go ahead to introduce him a bit. So the Duke of Shomolu is an investment banker. He's a theater producer. He's a playwright, and he's the brains behind the Duke of Shomolu production, arguably the fastest growing theater franchise in Nigeria, just amongst the few interests that he has. He's also into he dabbles a bit into real estate. So he's on now. So I'm just going to add him. I'm going to welcome him onto the platform. Hello, the Duke of Shomolu.
Yeah, how are you? But who would you say dabble into real estate? Hope it's not me.
Sorry, you said what?
Who do you say dabble into real estate? Hope it's not me.
You do some real estate now, don't you?
No, not really. I do financial advisory. So in the process, some people who do real estate come to me to advise them, but I don't do real estate in the sense of buying and selling or renting all those kinds of things. I know.
It's my bad. So I take that back. I thought otherwise. So let's get down to the topic at hand. We're talking about modern masculinity, redefining traditions and expectations for the man. This series is around what women go through, what the expectations are for us. So I'll leave Jules to go ahead with the initial questions, because she can't wait to start hitting you with questions.
George, hold on. Wait first. How many people are on this thing right now? I can't seem to see them.
It's just the three of us, myself, Jules, and yourself. You can see Jules, can't you?
I can see her. So we're not talking to an audience. It's just three of us that we are talking to each other.
No. The audience are connected via YouTube. They will send in their questions and we'll respond. We already have some people online.
So
there are more people than.
Okay, no problem. Continue, no problem. Continue, hello? No problem. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Right. Yeah, I can hear you. So, Jules.
Okay, no problem. Let's continue.
Okay, so I think the whole idea of man-to-man conversation, from my understanding, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, from my understanding, with what we had, the last conversations we had, we talked about how we render voices to raise young men of today, given the way society has, evolved. So I guess one of the first questions that I've been asked, to ask you, Duke, is should men protect their wives from scrutiny? When is it allowed?
Well, what do you mean scrutiny?
Um, when in terms of family, because scrutiny can come from either the public, family, or people in general. So if you're married, right? Um, is it okay to protect your wife from whatever it is, from the public or from family scrutiny or all that, and if it is,
So
when?
my challenge here is that word scrutiny. I don't think I'm understanding what you mean by that word scrutiny. Scrutiny, is it by, I don't understand, by, is it by criticism, or is it by people looking at them lustfully, or how? That word
Well,
scrutiny.
I don't mean in a lustful way. When families like kind of scrutinize your wife, you know how you get married, especially in the African culture, people kind of, have an expectation of her being a certain way. How do you protect your wife from those kind of things? Or, your friends and family like have a certain perception of the woman. How do you protect your wife from those?
I'm still
Is that
having,
clear?
no, I'm still having a problem with it. But let me try to answer what I think you're trying to ask me. So basically, how do you protect your wife from external interference, external influences in the marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get? Now, you see, first and foremost, the wife should be in a position to, what's the word now? What is now? Don't I? Does the wife want to be protected? That's the question. Do you get? Does the wife want to protect her? Because honest God truth is that women. I'm going to drop some very, very powerful, one-sided, men-only kind of topics and sentences this afternoon, because yes, I wrote an article and I said, are women the enemy? And I got a lot of flack from women, and I also got a lot of kudos from men. You get? So it just said like the word manist. That's what I want to be going forward now. That's opposite of the feminists. You get me now? So see, women come into relationships, marriages, and all of that with certain expectations. The issue is not, it's not about the people, it's not about the public, it's about the woman. You get? So the woman comes to a marriage, certain expectations. Oh, I'm this kind of person. I came from this family and all of that. So when you begin to ask me and say, should men protect? Basically, the problem aside from the woman already, because the family also has certain expectations of anybody that wants to be brought into the family. Do you get me now? So if someone cannot come into the family and turn it upside down, my mother came to the family and changed our family name. I would never have taken that. My father took it for whatever reasons. I don't know. Today now we're being Edgar. We are Edgar. Are you seeing now? Now, so because of that, that gave her the capacity to do bigger things, so that today we do not have a relationship with people on my father's side, but we have relationship with people on my mother's side. I speak my mother's language. I don't speak my father's language. Are you getting now? So in this case, who needed the protection? Was it my father or my mother? And now this now comes back to bite us when it's time to bury my father. I'm not going to bury my father in my father's village, in my mother's village. So when I take my father to the village to bury him, all sorts come up. All sorts come up. And then that dawns on us that the woman is a woman. The woman can never be a man. So the modern day woman today refuses to be submissive because of education, exposure, subscription, and weak men. Weak men have allowed women to weaken institutions and put institutions under the control of women, so that men nowadays really don't have a say. So the question you should be asking me now is that who needs the protection? It's the man. It's today's man that needs protection. No, the fact that you are even asking me this question now is a problem for me, because this conversation is supposed to be men between men. As I say, woman now inside this conversation, he has colored the whole thing, colored the whole conversation. Do you get
Well,
me? If a woman, excuse me, a woman puts herself, most women, don't let me generalize because they call accusing me of generalization. Most women put themselves in between their husband and their mothers. That is so fucking wrong. It happens most of the cases. My mother is my mother. George mother is George mother. You are my wife. There are two different positions. When the two of them are locking on, whatever my mother wants must supersede. Because she only has a few time to stay in this world. She doesn't want anything fundamental. She doesn't want to go and sleep with me. She doesn't want to go and have children with me. So why are you locking on my mother? Why are you expecting me to take sides with you against my mother? It's not going to happen. But wicked men continue to allow it to happen. They say, oh, it's my wife, my flesh and blood. Your mother is your mother. Whether what she's looking for has sense or not, you get me now? If a wise woman would not put herself in that position where the husband has to choose between both sides. I don't know if I'm understanding you. So your question should be, who needs protection in modern day Nigeria? It's a man. It's a man that needs protection. It's the fathers that need protection. It's the sons that need protection. It's the brothers that need protections. Because women are very powerful. I don't know what to say. The greatest fallacy in today's world, the fraud in today's world is that women are weaker sex. It's a big, huge fraud. Women are by no means weaker sex. They might be weaker physically, but women are today the stronger sex. And they're institutionally empowered. And men today are the weaker sex. That's my question, my answer to your first question. I'm even sweating as I'm talking like this.
Well, let me answer your question. Let me answer the things that you've said. And thank you for sharing your view. I hear you, but I think the first question, because like you corrected yourself and said, let me not generalize it.
Yes.
Okay. So in today's world, or in life generally, okay, you talked about your dad and your mom, a lot of respect to them. But I think when you come into a relationship or when you're getting into a marriage, in the culture that we have, which is Africa, or anywhere in the world, not even in Africa, people sometimes get into a relationship without mastering the art of finding themselves first.
God bless you.
Because we are conditioned in a certain way, in a particular, lifestyle of you're born, you're requested to go to school, you you graduate, the next thing is go get married.
Yeah.
We never spend the time to find who we are as a person. So as a result, you get married and you put an expectation on somebody else when you're supposed to put an expectation on yourself to find yourself. So when when you're in a relationship, it's about two people coming together. So going back to what you said that, your mom took charge, I think the question is, what was the conversation? What was the understanding between your father and your mother for your mom to take charge?
I was not there. I was not born.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
but if hold on, if I'm going to hazard a guess and not compare to what's happening right now, is that in trying to show chivalry, most men trying to show chivalry, oh, I'm protecting my wife, oh, I love my wife, oh, my wife is very precious to me. Women take advantage. But I'm not generalizing, some women take advantage. Do you get me now? So you feel that, oh, the family is being very aggressive towards this woman, my wife. The family is not liking my wife. So women take advantage. Some women take advantage of that and now turn into monsters in the family. You get me now? And then over time, the man is wicked to the point that he can't say a word. So I'll give a small example. So my mother, I'll keep telling you, John, this I wanted to know those who were on this program now, because when I talk like that, I talk a lot of personal things, and I usually do not find it funny when people take some of those my personal things very in a stupid manner. Do you understand? You get, so when I'm in this mood, I get carried away and I say all sorts of personal things. That's how I would have loved to look at those who are watching. Do you understand? So my mother was better educated than my dad. My mother had a better upbringing than my dad. My mother was British trained, traveled, lived in a stone house. My mother, I grew up to see my father's hut, my father's clay hut in his village. You get me now? So my mother came into that marriage with that sense of superiority. You get, which threw in, which attracted a lot of flack from my father's side. So my father now, not wanting to expose her to that, you get, decided to protect her as it were. This thing I'm talking now. So in that protection that he was trying to do, he created a monster. You get, to the point where he got his family name changed, to the point where his children were not given access to the side of the family. Now, if you take that into the modern day context, maybe most women don't do that, don't go as far as changing their family names. But what they do is also that fundamental in marriages and relationships. You get, they put themselves in between the man and his family, to the point that there's enmity, to the point where you choose between them or me. Over what? Things that are not very fundamental. Are you getting me?
I
So,
hear you.
yeah, so things are very fundamental. So at the end of the day, the man finds no succor. He can't even tell anybody what's happening to him. That's in that sense. He can't even talk, because there's no very few men like me that will shout. There's no buffer. So you just suffer in silence. And then next minute they step out to go and find that happiness somewhere else, to go and look for somebody else that respects them and fears them. And it's a circle, because that other person over time also turns to a monster. Do you know why they're turning to monsters? Madam, what's the name, please? What's the name?
Name of
Your
what?
name.
Juliet.
Okay, Juliet. Do you know why women are turning to monsters? Because society permits it. Do you understand? So women have been able to parlay that weakness into a strength, and men have not come to that realization. Do you get me now? So women are able to parlay that weakness into a strength. Do you get?
The Duke.
I think it's
Hello, are you hear me? So
Yeah.
women are able to parlay that weakness to strength. So women can easily form a mob over an issue, a quick mob over an issue, and drown the voice of rationality. So in that I begin to hear men say things like, I don't want woman trouble. I don't want my wife trouble. I don't want their trouble. Are you getting me now? I once wrote an article about makeup. I went to a party, a high octane party, high profile party. And I noticed that the waitresses were more beautiful than the female guests. The female guests had put on all sorts of things, different hair, different eyelash, different things. So they even came to the party with their makeup artists, and they're all looking very plastic. They're all looking like monsters. But the waitresses, who were natural, were looking more beautiful. So I wrote that because I'm at the party here, and these waitresses, and then most women came at me, and then a lot of men called me and said, why are you looking for women trouble? Why can't I just stay clear? Why can't I just stay clear? Why should I stay clear? My opinion. Do you get? So the modern day woman, the modern day Nigerian woman is not a terror. It's not a terror. And it's so bad because they're emotional. So they move with emotions. And when they move with emotions, rationality gets thrown out of the window. And then men run to go and hide. At the end of the day, they will still suffer for it at the end of the day. The other guy comes and says, oh, pastor raped my wife. Pastor raped my wife. Once women hear that word rape, they don't want to hear anything again. They don't want to hear anything again. Careers have been destroyed. Lives have been destroyed. All on allegation. They don't even wait for the court of law to prove it. But in this particular case, the man came out innocent, but he has been vigorously attacked. His church was attacked. Women have to calm down. Women are now a tyranny. Women let me tell you something. Let me tell you why homosexual is plenty now. People don't know. Men are tired of women. Honest to God truth.
Okay, so Duke.
Men are tired of women. And you see, another reason again, and I'll say very boldly, I don't care what happens to me, because I've gotten the freedom. I got the freedom from women. The thing that drives a 50-year-old man to a 22-year-old girl, it's not only the physical pecky breast. Oh, let me tell you today, oh, George, are you listening? It's not because of the pecky breast. Oh, it's less stress. I'm telling you, when you go to your 24-year-old, you just lie down there and sleep off. Sometimes you don't even touch her. Sometimes you don't even have the power to have sex. You just sleep off because that girl's problem can never. What's girl's problem now, George? He won't buy the charge card. He won't buy hair. He won't pay school fees. In birthday. As against the madam for house. George, you know what I'm talking about now? So when a man goes to a 24-year-old, at times he just go and hide his head. Women have to calm down.
So
see,
Duke, I want
listen to me. Let me drop another one now. See,
Duke, can I say something?
There's a grouping of women, and I will label them now. Divorcee, single women above 40 who have not been in any relationship or cannot get married, widows, those that have got their hearts broken. They are a very strong force. Very strong force. If they enter a relationship, you need God to save you. They will hide under the facade of feminism. George, am I like, they are not a facade of feminism. Oh, don't take it. Oh, don't take it. Oh, don't take it. When I have problems with my wife, I had this child outside. They surrounded my wife. Oh, don't take it. Oh, don't take it. Oh, don't take it. Leave the house. Leave the house. I have had 2 children. My first son is not 22 years old. My first son was 4 years old when that thing happened. Leave the house. You can't take it. He has cheated. And I looked at all of them. And I told my wife, I will fuck two in this 6. This is talking to you now. I will knock 2 of them like this. The day you go. Where do you want to go to with 2 children? Because I cheated. George, are you understanding me?
Yes,
I play a dual role in your life. I'm a father and I am a husband. All the men in this group, better listen to me carefully now. You play 2 roles in your homes. You are a father and you are a husband. The 2 roles don't align. There's a Chinese word between 2 of them. You can't sleep with your children. So there's no relationship between the 2. Are you getting me? So I'm a husband to my wife and I'm a father to my children. 2 different things entirely. I'm a terrible father. I'm a terrible husband to my wife. Am I a terrible father to my children? That's the question I asked my wife. And I told her, I said, answer that question truthfully. And I walk away. And God give her wisdom. I cheated on my wife. I didn't cheat on my children. If I cheated on my wife and first my children, then it's a different ball game.
But then
don't make your problem as a woman my children's problem.
Let me answer. Let me ask you.
I'm coming. Show me people coming now. Let me talk. Joe, I don't even know why I do woman for this matter. It's a man-to-man thing. I don't know. Let me talk this talk, please.
It is a man-to-man thing.
I was very excited. Are you guys hearing me? Both of you hearing me?
Yes,
I'm hearing you. Duke,
I'm hearing you. I'm not hearing you well again. Oh. Are you hearing me very well?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you, Duke. I'm with you.
I think we lost connection, but
yes,
what
I think his connection is a bit.
What I'm getting from this is, I think it's a very, very personal thing for the Duke, and he raised a lot of concerns.
Yeah, I'm adding back on right now.
Okay.
No, Juliet. So I cheated on you, not on my children. So don't make your problem my children's problem. You get me now? Divorcing me is making it my children's problem. Fighting my telling me I'm no longer father of my children, because children on you, it's not a children's problem. You get me now? Am I a bad father? What are my responsibilities to my children? My responsibility to my children is take care of them, be a good father for them, provide guidance to them, protect them, and love their mother. The fact that I'm cheating on my wife does not mean I don't love her. Women must understand that. Women must understand that very clearly. So next question a woman will ask me is that, what if the woman that cheats? That question they always ask me. I ask me a very stupid question. Because fundamentally, a normal man can sleep with a woman without feelings. A normal woman who is not an ashawo, who is not a prostitute, who is not a slave girl, cannot sleep with another man without feelings. So once that is a statement of fact, they cannot answer that question. Are you getting me now? So at the end of the day, we have seen women who have left their husbands because their husband cheated in quotes and went and were doing side chick for other married men. Who's lost? And then they now become frustrated. And that's, oh, men are scum. Are you getting me now? So that's why I say to myself, and I say to most men that come across me, men must get their gumptions back. Men of our generation, 45 years and above, we have lost it. We are no longer as strong as our fathers were. We've now handed over leadership of the homes, leadership of society to women who were not brought up for leadership. That is the honest to God truth. I don't know how they bring up young girls nowadays, but young girls of my generation were brought up in servitude. That's a fact. Anybody able to tell me, able to abuse me, can't abuse me. George, when we were growing up as children, they bought you a gun. They bought your sister a baby doll. Am I lying? When you get to a particular age, they tell you, go and wash your father's car. What did they say? Go to the kitchen. I mean, if somebody annoys your sister, your sister will cry to your father. Your father will say, who beat my beautiful daughter? Your father will go and fight. I mean, if you cry to your father, what do they tell you? Are you a man? Come on, go back there and fight and come back. Are you telling me? Are you understanding now? Am I making sense? So now, a woman who has been brought up to be a woman in every sense of the word now gets to her 20s or her 30s, all of a sudden wants to be a man. How would that work? Because you see how the feminine guy, you see how the feminine emotions, you see you are still engaging based on emotions, not no rationality. I give us my example and I'll keep quiet now, Juliet. Small example and I'll show you this thing. My son is in Ibadan. George, you know him now, Alvin. Lifefort. I mean, Bissing Day is last Sunday of the month, last Saturday of the month, Bissing Day. So we'll go by train. When we get to train, all sorts of parents, mothers and fathers, all sorts inside the train. We now get to Ibadan. We get to Ibadan by 11 o'clock. Train come out to Lagos is 4 p.m. Everybody bought return tickets. So we have a final number of hours to spend with our children in the school. But we now go to KFC to buy chicken and something to take the children. Because we are plenty, Julian, listen, George, listen. Because we are plenty, it's taking KFC longer than normal to prepare the chicken for us. And I'm looking at the time, it's 2 o'clock. What time do we have to get to the school, which is 30 minutes away from KFC? You get me now? Spend time with our parents, children that we have not seen in 1 month, and go back and catch the train before 4 o'clock. So I said to the parents, I become spokesman. I call on the parents, guys, let us forget this chicken. Because this chicken is not that important than the time we are going to spend with our children. Because we are not seeing our children again till next month. Let us go home. George, are you listening? Julius, are you listening?
Yes.
Every man agrees with me. Every woman disagrees with me. Not even one woman agrees with me. Do you know why? Do you know why? George, do you know why? Because the men are coming from here. That was a rational conversation I was having. And look at hours, time spent. Do you get me now? Women are coming from here, emotional. How can I go empty-handed without giving my son food? Are you getting it now?
Yeah.
So, but what's more important? Is it the chicken? Because they give the son food out in school normally. Or the time spent. Are you getting it now? Now, guess what now happened? I left. I went to my son. Most men stayed with their wives. Wicked. Wicked men. They didn't want their wife problem.
I don't
You get me
think
now?
you tell me that's weekend.
It's wicked. Guess what? I got to my son's school. I spent 1 hour, 30 minutes with my son. They got to his son's school and spent 5 minutes. Because once it's 4 o'clock, the school will even shut the gates. Are you getting me now? So those men who couldn't take that decision, but saw reasons with me, there's no other way to describe them but wicked. Because they don't want woman trouble. They don't want to get home at night and not be able to sleep. Are you getting me now? But they took a decision based on emotions. Some of them are now had spend the night in Ibadan, paid for hotel, and still could not even see the child again because once it's 4 o'clock, school has locked up the next month. Are you getting me? Yes. I keep quiet at this point.
So I want to take us back. So I want to take us back.
Wait. Let me. Before we, let me address the KFC thing because as much as you're saying you have more time to spend with your child when you get to the school, which is understandable.
Yes.
But you're equally spending time with your children at that KFC because it's all about
the children are in school. The children are in boarding school.
Oh, they were in boarding school. They were not at the KFC.
Yeah, they're not there with us. No, we're going to visit them. No, they're not. They're boarding school.
If you guys had already planned to go to the school to visit the kids, why didn't you make food from home? Because it was pre-planned, if I understand.
Yeah. So you should
have brought food. You should have brought food with you than stopping at KFC.
George, that's an emotional question.
No, it's not an emotional question.
It's an emotional question. No, and I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why I say it's an emotional question. Listen to me carefully. Let me tell you why I say it's an emotional question. When I have 5 children, and I went to boarding school. When my parents come to visit me in boarding school, the questions my father asked me is not the question my mother asked me. My father wants to know how are the studies. George, how are the studies? Yeah. How is your geography? Do you play football? Are you in the football team? Your mother wants to know, did anybody bully you? How come you have pimples on your face?
Are you eating? Nurturers by nature.
God bless you. That is it. That is it, George. I see now. That is how God created it. That is women. That is men. Beautiful.
If your mom was not nurturing, you will not be here with me today.
Beautiful. I agree with you. So what I'm saying is that let women continue to nurture and live leadership for men. There are some decisions.
You answered my question by saying that your dad allowed your mother to take the lead.
Because he was wicked. That's what I'm telling you.
About being wicked, it depends on the situation. I wouldn't consider it wicked because
that was wicked.
No, that statement is basically you are just beating somebody down, and there's no need for that.
Can I ask one question? Do you agree with me that there are some situations in a family, in a home, in a relationship where you need to take very hard rational decisions? Do you agree that you don't need to take emotional those decisions? Do you agree?
Well, it depends on the situation, yes.
God bless you. God bless you. Now, so when you now have, so for example, now, if you have a son, a child who is drug addicted, for example, do you get? And you need to take a hard decision, and that hard decision could mean that you know something, take him for detention, take him to the police, let them lock him up for 6 months. You know, most men can take that decision, but most women cannot take that decision by their very nature. George, you agree?
Of course.
Well,
you agree?
I agree to an extent.
Yes.
I agree to an extent.
Then next level. Listen to me. Listen to the next level now. So when a woman knows that she cannot take that hard decision, do you get me now? Now she now stands in between you and that hard decisions by you know how women do now. No, my son. No, I can never agree. Go and take your. Are you getting it now? What now happens? I give you an example. Small example now. My son gets an admission to university in America, $25,000 per quarter. Single earning. So basically, I'm the only one that is earning more in the family. My wife is living rich man wife life. I mean, and then I said, this is above our pay grade. We can't afford $25,000. Let's go to Canada. So I go to Canada and get admission for him for $8,000. This is a little bit better. My son takes an emotional decision. He is not going. He wants to go to America because of art. He loves art. That the art in America is better than the art in Canada. I'm the one paying. Oh, George, listen. I'm the one paying.
Yeah.
Do you get? And I know for a fact that I can't afford $25,000. Do you get? My son now says no. It's either that one or nowhere. And I say to my son, there are children who are going to Unilago. They've not died though. Do you get? So I called my wife into the conversation with the hope that she'll support me. And then she got emotional. And she comes, and this is how most women will react to this. I use the word most, not gentlemen. And she goes, my only son, my first son, if you can't go to America, leave it. You packed out of the room. Are you getting it, George? And don't talk to me for 5 days. And reporting me to nowhere world. My mother comes in. Why can't you go to America? Why can't you go to America? My brother, I can't afford America. Are you seeing it now? Now, because my wife, being a modern day wife, is now a partner in the relationship. It's not a partner. You get? That means our input is very critical in that decision taking. Am I making sense? But she has not been able to bring rationality into that input. But she brings this is called nurturing. Because she's pitying the boy. This is what the boy wants. Are you getting me now? I'm his mother.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they confuse me.
Before you guys had the conversation with your son, did you communicate with your wife? Did you and your wife communicate before you had the conversation with your son?
That, we are saying the same thing here now. Even if I communicate with my wife 600 years before that point, the fact that he's our son, my son, do you get me now? And he wants to go to Canada, he will go to Canada. And he wants to go to America, he will go. How will you go to America? I don't mind. If it's for me to beg, steal, and borrow in this life, Shebi, he's a bastard. He does not have a son. That's how most women react to things like that. And you know why they are acting like that? It's not their fault. Because they were brought up, it's a woman, they were brought up with emotions. So you don't think it has to have that.
I agree with you generalizing it, because I think in a relationship.
No, I didn't generalize though. I said most women. I said most women, Juliet. I didn't generalize. I said most women. No, I said most women. I didn't generalize. I said most women. I didn't generalize. I didn't generalize. There are some beautiful women. Yeah, I didn't generalize. There's
some relationships that, I think relationships in general should master the art of communication and understanding. And that starts before you even say, yes, I do. Because if you see, it's not, because that's really what we call the courting. If it's not working and you feel like there's nothing going
the only way the communication can work, Juliet, is if the woman can master the art of rising above emotions. Once a woman, I have friends who are women who are like that. I have friends who are like that. They'll sit down with their husband, they take a rational decision. Do you get me now? I have friends like that, but I also have friends too, plenty, who are much more than those rational ones, who cannot rise above emotions. So if you are trying to communicate to someone who is emotional, you can know it's not going to get anywhere. See, let me get some. There's some women, I keep using the word some, not generalizing, for you not generalizing. There's some women that will be very rational if that issue concerns the landlord. If the issue concerns the third party outside of them. But once that issue concerns their husband, wife, and children, their mother, their senior brother, junior brother, it'll be hard for them to remove emotions. And if they cannot remove emotions as decision-taking process, then everything is muddled up. And the woman has capacity. She has capacity for trouble. She can continue to say, for the man, now, because of peace, okay, have your way and go. And then at the end of the day, it also all go well for the family. Do you understand? So I will treat women as equals the moment I'm very sure that a woman will not bring emotions into this conversation. Let the emotions stay in the bedroom. I want to sleep with you, bring emotions, not a problem. I cheated on you, bring emotions, not a problem. But one thing is that affects my child, affects my business, I bring emotions to it. I will never agree. I say a lot of men are now subjugated to this, and it affects their businesses, affects their lives, affects their relationships. I have seen friends. I have friends who will say. Sorry.
The Duke of Shomolu.
Yes.
Let me ask you one of the questions that have come up from our participants. It says, "I'm hearing women are weakening men. So how do men show masculinity in this modern day?"
God bless you. Detach yourself emotionally. Simple. That's the way God created men. A man can take care of you without emotions. You see, what women do, the beautiful thing about women is that, what I love about women is that women we pull you to their area of strength, and you like a mumu, we go there. Do you know what the area of strength is? You can't even remember my birthday. You didn't even compliment my hair. My perfume, you didn't even smell it. You don't even like my shoe. That's them pulling you to the area of strength. Because I can't. See, men are not wired to remember this kind of thing. It's jobless men that remember this kind of thing. A woman will tell you, oh my God, George, this thing should have been physical. Next time, do this thing physical. I will pay for the venue. We need to see men. You see, a woman will tell you the day you kiss her, the first day you kiss her. How will everybody the first day I kiss a woman of 26 years marriage? George. And if I don't remember that, it's a problem. So the way to solve this problem is when the woman tells you, you can't. When the man tells that you can't remember my birthday, you say, is that the school fees? George, Julia, listen to me carefully. Let me tell you my problem is today now. I am sitting here now. I am paying school fees in Canada, in UK, and US. Me, Joseph Edgar. Every day, pound is going up. You see me, see my room. I live alone. My wife is downstairs. I don't want problem. Let me sit down and think of how I will solve this problem. You get me now? Then you now come to me and now be asking me, I didn't remember your wedding anniversary, George. And that now turned to a problem for 5 days. George, pound has moved to 1,600. Are you getting me? So my father gave me advice, and I'm giving all of you here now. Listen to me very carefully. This is Julia, like here, like don't hear. My father told me something. My father said, once you have married, and the woman has born for you, remove emotional attachment so that you will be strong enough to take decisions that all go well, long-term decisions that all go well for the family. Listen carefully. Long-term decisions that all go well for the family. Because if you are unlucky enough to go and marry a woman who is emotion-based, some women know, Julia, don't attack me here too. Some women, not all women know. If you are unlucky to go and marry a woman who is emotion-based, you get me now? That woman, let me just talk to my brother. Lastly, my father-in-law died. They gave me bill. John, are you listening?
I'm listening.
They gave me bill of 36 million in this Lagos. Father-in-law, I call my people, I call my wife, say, I beg, are we burying Queen of England? Are we burying King Charles? You get, if I have this kind of money, I used to bury your father. Who that buy house in Lagos? Are you getting me now? Oh, you want to disgrace me? Are you getting that, George?
Yeah.
You want to disgrace me? And that is how most women are. Oh, it's a family thing. It's what they gave us. Do you get me now? But a man who detached, like I was that period, I gave them what my hand could catch. 1.2 million. Take it or leave it. Jump here to the sky and come down. But most men will go and borrow. Most men will go and look for a way to pay that money. I paid 1.2 million naira. Sky did not fall. Are you getting me now? So to answer that question, the fact that you're emotionally detached from her does not mean that you don't love her again. It means that you love her with sense. You get? So, when the time comes to play,
the Duke, what I get
Yes.
that you're saying from this is
Yes.
do not do more than what you can do.
Simple. Simple. You get simple. You see, let me tell you something. Men have long-term views of their family and themselves. Women have short-term views. Most women have short-term views. Most men have long-term views. So, and then this leads to a disconnect. There's no alignment because the woman wants to go to France this year. The woman wants to take her children to Grange. But the man wants to build an institution that will fund all of that later. Are you getting it now? But the woman doesn't understand why we can't change cars. For example, my wife has been telling me now, sell 2 cars and buy a brand new car. Sell 2 cars and buy a brand new car. George, how much is a brand new car to? Maybe 20, 40 million. Eh?
It depends on the car.
Just on average, 20, 40 million. Eh? And I'm doing 15, 16 million quarterly for school fees. Are you getting me now? I'm not entering this car again. We're traveling. We're running late to catch the flight. I'm not entering this car. I'm not entering this car. I don't understand. Are you getting it now? I don't understand. If I buy the car, hold on, if I buy the car and I don't pay the school fees, almost neck. Are you getting me now? So I see a lot of my friends, a lot of my brothers suffering. They're suffering because they don't have the mental strength to withstand all this. That's what leads them to the 24-year-old girl. I'm telling you today, women don't like to listen to common sense. When they introduced me to Arise TV, I told them, they asked me, why have men stopped sleeping with men? Why have men stopped sleeping with their wives? That question they asked me on Arise TV. When I finish talking, both of the women open their mouth. In some cases, it's not even about the physical attraction. There are some men today in their 50s, whether their wife have the body of Mona Lisa, they are not sexually interested again because of the problem that comes with all of that. Joe, I don't even understand what I'm trying to say. Juliet, listen to me carefully. If a woman carries the body of Naomi Campbell and have trouble with that body, a 51-year-old man will run away. Because what? It's not sex now. He has seen sex. He's not a teenager now. He has seen sex all of his life. So sex nothing to him again. If that sex comes with problem, he will run away. He will go to a 24-year-old girl who has no problem beyond buying hair. Am I making sense? So this conversation, George, was to be for between men and men. Let us talk sense to ourselves. Men have to be free. And for men to be free, they must begin to see women as women, not as partners. It cannot work.
Dude.
Hold on. One last thing. We have the highest number of female MDs in banks today. Highest number. George, you know I'm a banker. I have friends right there. The stories are coming out of those places. You'll be weak. I'm telling you. The stories are coming out of that place. Because it's just like a female driver. Have you seen female drivers on the main road? They just don't agree. Why? A female driver is probably angry. Why? You just want to chance because I'm a woman. Who said that? Do you get me now? The downfall driver will say jam you whether you're a man or a woman. I mean, George, am I lying? But most female drivers are angry. Because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman.
When I listen to you, when I listen to you, I hear constant, condescendment of women. Consistent.
What?
Condescending of women.
No, that's not the word. No, that's not the word.
I'm telling you what I hear. So you speak, I let me speak.
No, you're not hearing right. Don't label me. This is a public place.
I'm telling you.
Why is it condescending? No. Why is it condescending? That's wrong. It's not condescending. What I'm saying is I'm exhaling. So when I'm talking, you are hearing me exhale. I don't tire from woman. Most men don't tire from women. It's not condescending.
Conversations and you generalize it. And I think at the end of the day, these are individuals. Even if a man goes to look for a younger woman, okay, or sleeps with as many women as you want to, I'm not encouraging women to do the same thing, because at the end of the day, you cannot play in a lion's den, because that's what they do. But what I can say is that there has to be a mindset that can be changed between men and women. It's not about woman knowing her place. It's all about the maturity of the mind for both individuals. So you can go ahead and say, my wife gives me trouble, and you find a woman out there to rest yourself. You still haven't found that peace mentally, emotionally, because you're searching for something rather than taking the time to figure out, to search for yourself and find yourself. So you cannot put so much expectations or pressure on another individual. It takes two. In whatever relationship you are, it takes two. Men are
Agree.
conditioned. Men are
I agree with you.
conditioned.
I agree with you. I
Men are
agree with you. I agree with you.
conditioned to be, wait, hold on. Men are conditioned to be just what's in front of them. You go for it. You're thinkers. That's what you do. Women are emotionally driven. We're nurturing by nature. So when you put the two together, all it takes is good
We're saying the same
communication
thing.
to get to
Yeah, we're saying the
decision.
same thing.
But if you're married to someone who you can't see eye to eye with, and you, in your words, very emotional about things, take emotions away, that is her nature. It's just like a woman telling you, take that thinking away and deal with the emotion. It takes two. It takes two in a relationship. So when you
Okay,
share
can I
your
take?
opinion, you also have to consider the other person.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead,
Duke,
George.
can I take one question? So another question that has come in is, so I'm hearing there is a misalignment in relationships. Major topics are not agreed on over discussions.
I don't know. I think it's frozen or
Hello, Duke.
Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
did you hear the question?
Yeah, no, come again. So I didn't hear you.
So he says, so I'm hearing there is a misalignment in relationships. Major topics are not agreed on over discussions.
Okay, so
What's your response to that?
okay. So it's like when you have a partnership, and then you have a soul. You run your business alone, and then you have a partnership. I do the two, so I see the differences. Do you understand? So now, for that partnership to work, this thing that this man talk about has to happen. Communication. Do you get? So discussions, negotiations, compromise. But that can only work if there's no emotions. Do you get? So if there's emotions, you get, it's very difficult for the partnership to work, very difficult for decisions to be taken. So for example, now, me and my partner and I, we might be having okay, we need to employ somebody, and then I bring somebody in, and it says, oh, you have brought another Calabar person. I see now. So whether that Calabar person has a PhD or is the best thing that's ever happened, she's not going to get that job because my partner has gone emotion. Are you getting now? So you have called your Calabar, there are 4 Calabar people in the office now, out of 3 Yoruba people. Are you seeing now? Conversation has gone emotional. It's not going to work. That partnership will die. But if I'm running on my own, I take a decision. That's it. So for that partnership to work, for that marriage to work, that alignment must be there, and that emotions must go away. Leave the emotions in the bedroom. I love you. Let's be in the bedroom. But when you take a decision about the family, a decision about the relationship, there should be no emotions. And most
Okay,
women.
so what I hear you say is that when it comes to the family, when it comes down to the family, decisions that have to be taken concerning family, concerning children, emotions should be removed.
Totally.
All parties have to
Especially
be
yes,
rational.
especially if I deal with teenagers. I give a small example. I give another example now. Julian, listen carefully. So I have a daughter. My daughter is 20 years old, Chantal, my favorite child. They're born the same date. My favorite child. She's in the UK. You get, I love her to pieces. She's the only one in this world that I used to do all these emotional things with. She used to catch me well. You know, it's just on catch your moon button. So she came over for Christmas too. You know my mom, but she came over for Christmas 2 December later. She's 20 years old, 1920. And because she lives in England, she stays out all night in that side. Do you understand me? She's coming here. And because her mom stays alone, you know, I wouldn't know that she has not come back home. Are you getting me, George? So one day, I don't even know what took me downstairs. Let me go and drink water or something in the kitchen. I just said, let me enter her room. She was not there. And I called the mother. I said, where's this girl? Said she does not come back. She does not come back. I don't understand. 2 a.m. So I call her. She's at Danford Bistro. Oh my God, I wanted to die. Danford Bistro at 2 a.m. And then she now goes, she's on her way back. Are you crazy? She will take Uber back. Are you crazy? 2 a.m. Young girl who does not live in Nigeria. What if you are raped? Anywhere 11 o'clock, knock me in Lagos. I sleep there. I said, don't come back home. Don't try it. Stay wherever you are. Once 6 o'clock, you come back home. Are you getting me now? So I went back to sleep. And then around 2:33, the bell rang. Oh my gosh, it was her. She actually came back home with Uber against my instructions. Are you getting me now? So I sit her down and I start to lash her. And then, of course, the mother comes with all the emotions. No, you can't talk to her like that. She's an adult. Oh, she's 19. Oh, are you getting me now? Strengthening her. Are you getting me now? So as a man, I want to take a rational decision and ground her and say, you will not go back to that UK again if you try this rubbish. Are you getting me now? My mother is like, no, now, please, don't be annoyed. Oh yeah, don't be annoyed. I'll cook for you. Don't be annoyed. Are you getting now? And then she comes out of the room with me as a villain. Do you get me now? Going to her mother's room and is sulking at me for days. So the mother, knowing fully that she has messed up, cannot bring herself out of that motherly hole to say, oh, Chantal, what you did was wrong. Do you get me now? She'll say, oh, Chantal, what you did was wrong, but don't do it again. Oh, yeah, come and go and eat. Are you seeing it now? Are you getting it now? So once you realize that you are married to a woman who cannot remove emotions in that kind of something, do you get me now? Then you move alone as a sole trader. There's no partnership again.
Well, that in that case, that's an individualized base.
No, you see, that is where women go to hide. You said this in individualized things before. I kept quiet. I didn't want to talk about it. You see, women are very George, women are very brilliant people. They go and hide under this thing. George, listen carefully.
Duke, listen to me. I'll surprise you by saying that what you said right now, in terms of your daughter, in that case, I support your decision on that.
God bless you.
It's a good parenting. That is why I said that is individualized base, because that's your wife.
No, you see, why I don't agree with you? Why I don't agree with you, Julian? Listen to me carefully now. When you have this engagement with people like Juliet, and I have this kind of engagement with people like Juliet on a daily, they will tell you what she's saying now. Don't generalize, individualize. But I also have friends. 9 out of 10 of my friends will report to me the same thing I'm saying. So I will not extrapolate. You get 9 out of 10 of my friends will tell me this same. Because see, I'm very open, so I get to hear a lot of things. You get me now? 9 out of 10. That's the sample survey of my friends, and I know people will tell me the same thing. So when you say don't generalize, don't do by say, okay, no problem, don't generalize. That one is what most. But I tell you that every home I enter in this Lagos is the same problem. Every home I enter in Lagos is the same problem. When I wrote down my article, the kinds of men that called me to thank me and the kinds of women that called me to abuse me, almost 50-50. A minister of the Federal Republic called me on this to thank me, said that only you can say this thing. If you don't want a minister of the Federal Republic, an MD of a quoted company called me to thank me on this thing. You see, men know their problem. Women don't know their problem. Women don't want to accept that. Men know their problem. Men know that most of us, we cheat. at the drop of the hat. Every man knows that. Every man knows that they will drink. Everyone knows that if they had their way, they won't come back home early. But women never accept where their own problem is. No man will say, okay, it's true, it's true, it's true. I can be very naggy. Most women will not say that, oh, it's true, it's true. I give my wife problem, my husband problem. No. And because women don't have that self-evaluation, they can open up to themselves in their cabals. But when they come to you, they pretend that everything is okay. Then there can be no solution to this problem. The problem that men see, Juliet, our problem not plenty. Men problem not plenty. Just be straight and open. Leave all this rigmarole. What is the problem? Nothing. What's the problem? Nothing. What's the problem? Nothing. You not tell me, but you say I'm generalizing. Every woman does it. Even you, Juliet, in here. What's the problem? Nothing. No, there's a problem. George, am I lying? What's the problem? Nothing. What's the problem? Nothing. If I go downstairs, what's the problem? Nothing. No, there's a problem. How will I solve the problem if you don't tell me? I'm expected to know. You have been with me for 14 years. You're supposed to know. How am I supposed to know?
But in fairness to some women actually voice out.
George, you're a wicked man. You're a wicked man, George. Because you said 2 women to do promo on a man-to-man thing. You're a wicked man. You now brought the woman here again for something for men to talk. Because let me tell you about women. As this woman is on this portal now, it will change the coloration of this conversation. Men will not talk. Men need to talk. Men will not talk.
I honestly think you should change your way of thinking, Duke.
I cannot change my way of thinking because you know why? You know I'm better than most of you people. I'm better than most men. I have 5 children from 3 women. I have experience.
Have you found your happiness?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why look at me. I do 54. I am very happy. Do you know I'm happy? You know I'm happy? You know I'm happy? Because I'm emotionally detached. My friends come here. My friends come here to eat. They can't sleep at home.
Yeah, but you're emotionally detached. You talk about, caring for the children, paying for them. Do you understand them? You talk about your daughter. Have you spent time with your kids to understand them?
So let me answer your question. 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 Julia, let me answer your question. Let me tell you something. Orphans who don't have father and children. Do anybody understand it? So a child who has a parent is a privilege. If you decide not to be understood, your business. It's a privilege, George. Am I lying? There are children who don't have parents. They are orphans. I didn't look for people to understand them. Like pay your school. My daughter told me that this is asking me. My daughter told me because she's entering that woman something. She told me now. He said, Joe, we don't have a relationship. The relationship you think we have is in your head. You don't know me. You are never there for me, so I don't know you. That's what my daughter told me. Chata. After I'm paying 50,000 pounds per quarter.
It's not about it's about
it's about the money. See, let me tell you something. It's about the money. And I told her, I said, Shanta, hold on, listen to me carefully. George, I hope your people are listening. George, listen to me. I hope your people are listening.
Yes,
when I was listening. I hope they're listening. Let me listen very carefully. When I was earning 260,000 a month, I was paying her school fees 600,000 per term. How was I getting the money?
As you should.
Oh, yes, because I swore to myself. No, listen carefully. I swore to myself to give my children the best. You get me now? When my father died, did something for me. God did something for me. I entered his room, and the first thing I saw in his room, are you guys listening to me? Are you there?
Listening, we're hearing you.
You're hearing me? God bless you.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
The first document I saw in my father's room was my school fees. The first document I saw in my father's school fees room was my school fees in 1972. Command Children's School, Yaba. 1972, nursery 1. And I saw my school fees. My school fees was 32 naira. Then the next document I saw was my father's pay slip. The same period. My father's pay slip was 70 naira. So my father was spending 50% of his monthly income on my school fees. That made me swear that if the last thing I do in this life, I'll give my children the best. So when my child was earning school fees of 200, I was earning my child school was 600. I sent out to Green Springs College, Green Springs, and I had 2 children in Green Springs that time. Are you getting me now? So, and I told her, I said, you will forgive me if I don't have time to come for PTA. You will forgive me if I don't come and check you in the clinic because you have headache. Because I'm looking for the money to keep you in that place. Now I'm paying £15,000 per quarter. You forgive me if I don't have the time to call you and check you up. You don't call him and check him out and say, am I okay? You see, let's don't pamper these children the way we have pampered our wives and spoiled them. If you don't hear from me, you should call me because I don't miss paying your school fees. Tomorrow I'm going to pay £15,000. You should be not checking up on me. You should not try to understand me. I cannot try to understand a 20-year-old. Not even interested. I'm not trying to understand a 50-something-year-old woman. Not even interested. I have my problems. I'm carrying the family on my head. Now I'm carrying the nation on my head. If I collapse, everything will collapse. Check up on me. Come and check my baby for me. Have I taken my drugs? Have you eaten? You belong, you understand me, not me understanding you. You cannot come and be telling me to try to understand you because you're telling me I'm not the weaker sex. I don't know if I'm making sense, George.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
I cannot go through all of that stress.
What I'm hearing, yeah, what I'm hearing from you is that because of the weight of responsibilities that the man carries,
yes,
it also has to be considered.
You won't have time for the soft issues. You won't have time for the soft issues. You won't have time for the soft issues. And that is why most women leave the husband. Because you know why? You say, oh, see, he doesn't even take attention. He doesn't even notice me. He doesn't, my birthday has come and has not. He attention to the little things. How can a man that they just cancelled his contract have time for little things, George? How can a man carry all of his life savings, go and build a house, they're going to go and come and collapse it? Come and now know whether the wife don't do pedicure or not. Our mothers used to protect their husbands. Darling, have you eaten? Darling, rest. Darling, everything will be okay. Darling, don't worry. Today's wives, once that bump happens, they've left the family. I cannot suffer. My mother sold bread in Lagos for 7 years. My father lost job for 7 years. I saw my mother hawk bread as an army officer to send us to school. How many modern day Nigerian women will do it? John, you go and lose your job and say what will happen to you. So it's not for us to be calling this kind of surgeons and not be pity partying. No. We say the truth to ourselves. Any woman who is not ready to live under a man in the way that God proposed it, let her go. Simple. If you're ready to live, you can call it anything you want to call it. Anything you want to call it. I married you. I paid the dowry. They took you and handed you over to me. They carry you and put you on my leg.
Why
you are under me. If you don't want to be under me, when they're carrying you and put you on my lap, you say no. Say in front of your father there. Say no. Okay, I'm not sitting on his leg.
We have 2 minutes left.
I'm speechless as
no, you should be. I'm opening your eye. I'm opening your eye. You cannot go through, George, hold on. You cannot go through all that stress of traditional wedding. Then you're not going to clear my head in my house. That's cowardice. If you're a woman in the region of the world, don't collect dowry. Don't let your family punish me the way they punish me during the traditional wedding. You say, no, I'm a modern day woman. Don't marry me like that. Don't pay my dowry. I will gladly collect your dowry and give you receipt. I will not be the slave in your house. But I will not go and prostrate for all the people in your family, buy all of those things, pay the dowry. In some societies, they will flog me. Then you now come into my house and say you're a partner. You're not a partner, my sister. You can never be a partner. You are a junior partner, if at all. And you must stay that way. If you try to rebel, I kick you out. The day I paid down in Lagos, I paid down 3 times. 3 times I paid down. I pay in Abeokuta, I pay in Delta State, I pay in Edo State. I pay. Nobody give me receipt. Nobody give me change. You cannot be a partner. I'm very angry right now, John. You're not tired. You're not tired. But it's true. It's true, Josh. It's true. Juliet, when I come to marry you, my brother and marry your sister. When you're not there, don't you know how much you pay? My brother Kelechi, then don't you know how much you pay? Are you not Igbo? Kelechi would have spent before.
Like you, though.
Very beautiful sister, I've seen her before. Kelechi would have paid millions to marry her. Millions to marry her. And then they carry a cup of palm wine and gave her. I mean, George, am I like, go and show us your husband. I mean, she carried up palm wine. She saw George, oh, she didn't give it to George. She saw me, she didn't give it to me. Oh. She went, and gave it to Kelechi. And everybody clap. And then they carry her, they put her on top of Kelechi like, say, this is your wife. I mean, George, take her away. Then you get enter Kelechi and say, we are partner. I will slap you. I give you back your money. You give back my money, then we'll be partner. Give back my money, we'll be partner. I pay 2,000 naira in Abeokuta. I pay 4,000 naira in Edo State. I pay another 6,000 naira in Edo State. 3 times I pay. So in conclusion, yes. Let me conclude.
What's your party words, please?
My party words, my dear sister Juliet. Yes. Men are like babies. All over. Men are very simple. I'm telling you, women are the complicated ones. How to handle a man is very simple. Just allow the crown to be on his head every time.
I agree with you on that.
Yes. Once you see me, so as I'm shaking like this, if my wife come here now, and there's a way she will come here now, I will just say, let me off this thing for people who come and be laughing at me. I've turned to mumu in her hands. But the problem with Nigerian women today is because of this so-called modernity, sophistication, exposure, they want to lock horns. You can't lock horns with a power force because you will lose. Even if you chance the man and you leave the man, you will lose status. It's still a conservative society. You still lose status. So let women just continue being women and stop trying to be men. And then that way, a man will love, respect, and honor his wife. Simple. And thank you.
The Duke of Shomolu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been an exciting discussion with you, and I didn't expect anything less. I didn't expect anything less. Thank you for coming to the party. Party words for me, Juliet.
Well, I mean, the only thing I have to say is, in the matter of relationships, like I said earlier, it's all about communications, and I think condescending and objectifying the other person is really not a good way of letting the person grow. If there's something you see in your partner that you think is not working, it's always good to have that good conversation and express your feelings just as much as you expect a woman to share with you what they're really feeling. I think it's the same way you can share with your wife or your partner what you're feeling. But at the end of the day, before any man and woman comes together, individuals need to find themselves. It's very important, it's very crucial, because without that, you come into a relationship with an expectation of another person, which is really not healthy and fair to the other person. And when we talk about our children, as much as Duke has mentioned, you pay, you basically fund their schooling and all that. And at the end of the day, children need to know, because with the world that we live in today, there's so much going on. There's a lot of mental health issues and all that. And I'm not trying to color that, but it's important. As much as you pay and fund your children's education and all that, you should also be present in their lives. I'm not saying spoiling them or basically enabling them, but be present, because I think it's very important.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Jules. Thank you for that contribution. What I would want to say, going back to the first question that we asked about scrutinizing the woman, I think the important thing is just learning how to achieve the right balance. Um, Definitely, you have to protect your wife, but also not at the detriment of cutting off your family or insulting your family members. So one has to find there's a delicate balance between that.
Let me say something about protecting your wife. Like, if you get married, you're bringing a different individual into a family that is very unfamiliar to her. Do you understand? That is what they call give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Your wife, your family should have an understanding that this is your partner. And until we start thinking of our wives, husbands as a partner, you're never going to grow. It's always going to be jumping from one thing to another. There's always something to irritate you. As long as you let your family know that this is your partner, your wife, and you let your wife know this is my family, there's a fine line, because you have to give that respect to each party. Where it gets really twisted is when, your family members start inserting themselves in a union, in a marriage. That's when it gets really tricky. And it becomes, because a woman, by nature, is very territorial. As much as she's nurturing, she's territorial about her space. So when you have people inserting their ideas, their standards into your union, that becomes a problem. It's different if your mom says, "Oh, I'm coming for the weekend," or "I'm coming to stay," and your wife says, "Don't come." Then you know that that person has their own individual issues. But saying, "That's my mother, you don't have to say anything, you respect her no matter what," your mother, being a seasoned individual who has been through marriage and all of that, should know that, at the end of the day, this is for the growth of my child who has a family. So you need to know where to draw the line.
Okay. So thank you, Jules. Thank you for your contribution.
You're
So this is to
welcome.
everyone. If you we've come to the end of the Man to Man series. Um, I'll just ask you, if you haven't clicked the like button, please ensure you do so, and click the subscribe button also.
It's
So
interesting,
next
George.
month
When next you bring Duke on, get me on, because I need to talk
I
to Duke
will.
again. If he has a
Yeah,
problem with
I'm going to.
women, he's gonna be used to getting seeing this face a lot.
I'm going to get you and Duke to talk sometime
No,
later.
on your
So
phone. I won't talk to Duke on a personal level, but, but that's okay.
all right. So we're calling today. See you next month. We have another great speaker coming up next month. We will share the details with you soon. Looking forward to having you all next month. Please
Thanks,
share with us
everyone.
your experiences also. Thank you so much and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, the streaming